Hey everybody, it is CJ and we are here today to talk about Ready to Love. But y'all know, as always, before we get started with this video, just go ahead and tap that like button and the subscribe button while you're here if you have not done so already. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy. I hope you tell a friend to tell a friend. But now that we've got all that out of the way, we'll go ahead and get started with this episode. Now, this was season 4, episode 4, and I believe they titled this episode Sipping Wine and Spilling Tea. And it was a really good episode, short and sweet, as far as them not really getting involved with all of the cast. We keyed in on a couple of the cast members, and we'll talk about that. Now, they start with the ladies being gathered at this cute little wine restaurant kind of deal. And Tommy comes in and he tells them, you know, this is y'all's week to go out with the fellas, but we need you to, you know, dig a little deeper. We need to see kind of what's beyond the surface to these guys, because we're trying to figure out if they are indeed ready to love or not. So the ladies decide, you know, that they are gonna kind of get their detective on, and I guess by that they're gonna ask, you know, more probing questions to kind of figure out where these guys' heads are, you know, if they're serious about this, you know, mission to find love. So we start with Joelle and Vinicia. I always mess her name up, but I really like those two together. She goes to Joel's house and he cooks for her, and their chemistry is just really undeniable. They both seem to want the same thing. He wants love. You know, he's a widower. He lost his wife, and she obviously is single from a relationship that did not work out. They both have children, and that's one of the important things to both of them. They want someone who can blend, you know, where they can blend their family with theirs. And they are really nice together. They had a pretty decent date. They talked a lot, and, you know, she just basically told him that she can kind of tell that he's genuine, and they really hit it off. So we then go to Alexis, and Alexis goes to see Troy. And she was really feeling Troy up until she started to hear things from the other ladies, mainly that Troy, you know, is kissing on other women and telling them the same things that he told her. He wants to take every woman out on a trip. And we saw, and that was one of the things that I discussed in an earlier review, he was literally going around using the same lines on different women as if it wasn't going to get back to the other women. But I mean, I guess that was his game plan. So he kisses her, you know, on like the little forehead, round and hair area when she comes in, and he talks about how stunning she looks, how sexy she looks, and this, that, and the third. And Alexis gets right down to business. She wants to know, hey, what is this? You know, I'm hearing about you telling other women that you want to take them on trips, because she was, I guess, kind of feeling the fact that he wanted to take her on a trip for her birthday. Well, he wanted to take every other woman on a trip, whether it be their birthday or not. So, I mean, he kind of, you know, deflated her balloon. She thought that she was special, and that meant that they were kind of, you know, breaking ground or whatnot. But Troy is a one-trick pony. And so she asked him about the kissing, and he couldn't even remember the fact that he had just kissed her when they greeted one another. And he denied kissing women, and he denied it to her, but in the confessional, he admitted that he denied it, and he was just going to keep denying it. And he is just so trash. And I think at that moment, Alexis kind of discovered, okay, I thought this might have the potential to go somewhere, but it doesn't. So we go away from their date, and then we see Stacy and David. They meet at a Pilates gym because Stacy is into fitness, and she and David are kind of chilling, and they joke around about working out and everything. And they get into a discussion about privacy, or, what is expected of this person, if we're married or your mates. And Stacy feels like, she should be entitled to a level of privacy, even, in marriage. And David feels like, okay, once we're married, there is no privacy. I feel like you should be able to have my passwords to my, phone, my social media, my bank accounts, and things of that nature, and vice versa. Well, Stacy didn't really feel that way. She kind of felt like, that's a little invasive. I am entitled to some level of privacy, even in a relationship. I just feel like there's a lack of trust if you feel the need to have all of this information. And David felt otherwise. So they kind of agreed to disagree on that. But it was pretty safe to say after that the two of them were not, gonna make it, that they weren't ready to love one another. So we see a double date next, and it's AJ and Liz. And then there was Jason and Alexis. They all meet at this like cornhole kind of bar kind of deal. And you're starting to see a lot more of those pop up in, like areas like where you can eat, you can play games and things like that, which I love those kind of things. They're meeting there, and they're just kind of, everybody's having a good time. Liz, she seems to be, murdering everybody in cornhole. And they split off into couples. Jason goes with Alexis and AJ goes with Liz. Well, when AJ and Liz were talking, AJ discovered that Liz is abstinent. She feels like that level of intimacy at this point needs to be with someone that she is committed to and that is committed to her. She prefers it be the person that she marries. And that, you could tell that was kind of off-putting to AJ. AJ, again, he feels like he needs to try it before he buys it. And so he was a little put off by that. He gave this whole spiel about, he wants to have that kind of connection, with a person. There has to be, this connection before we get intimate. But bottom line, I just think that when she said that, he was like not feeling it at that point. And so it's pretty much safe to say that they're not ready to love one another. She feels like there's a possibility that she could perhaps change his mind. I don't think so. I think that AJ is looking to have that intimacy with someone, even in the dating stages, and not necessarily having to be, a title or a couple. So we're going to move on from them. Then we get to Alexis and Jason. These two are not compatible, and you can tell because Jason was sitting so far over, apart from Alexis, and she also felt that. And it was just like, okay, he entertained her for the time being, but they're not compatible. They talked to one another. She mentioned, her son would be excited if they did get together because he knows him, he looks up to him, XYZ. But bottom line, I just don't think that Jason is feeling Alexis. So there's no need to really talk about the two of them. So then let's see who was next. We then go to, I'm missing a date. I'm missing somebody, y'all. I think that I am. Oh, I'm sorry. Chris and Amber. Chris and Amber had their one-on-one, and they meet at a gym. And this was a cute little date. I like the two of them together. They obviously have chemistry. He thinks that she's the chocolate goddess, the cutie, and all this other stuff. But they also agree on certain things like finances. And also, they have somewhat similar backgrounds. Not really. She opens up to him about being adopted at the age of 5, and you know how out of her siblings, out of her biological siblings, I should say, she's the most successful one. She's an attorney, and she opens up to him about being a DA. And she says that she's kind of apprehensive to tell guys that because they get a little, intimidated because of a woman with such, authority or power or whatever you want to call it. And Chris just kind of lets her know about his background, how he is one of 11 children, how his dad had 11 kids with 9 different women. So it was definitely safe to say that Papa was most certainly a Rolling Stone, and how he just recently linked up with his siblings, at a family reunion or something. And it was nice to be able to come in contact with family. And he says that, he would support that. He would, kind of be her champion, so to speak, that she is doing so much. And that, I guess, is a great thing for him. And that was kind of, cool for her to know that, okay, we're not going to fight for, power. He's not going to feel less than because I have a more successful career. And the two of them might work. I think that they are really cute together. So then we see Liz and David. They have a one-on-one date. Now, these are the two that I really like together. Just like Vinicia and Joel, I really like David and Liz. I think that they are most compatible because they share the same views. They are both spiritual people, and they don't want to, just be passing themselves around sexually. They believe in sharing that part of themselves with the person that they're with. But she goes to his house. He cooks for her. I don't know what he cooked. It just looked like some pieces of fish on a plate and a bowl or something. I don't know. But anyway, they get together and they talk. And, he just kind of is letting her know, hey, I have been hurt in the past. I've been married twice, and those 2 marriages were very unfulfilling. We were not meant for one another. I wanted one thing, they wanted something else, and it just didn't work. I'm at the stage now where I need somebody that wants the same things that I want in life. And Liz is the same way. She really feels like, hey, this is what I have to offer, and I, just want to love somebody. And they both just want to give somebody that love. They have a lot of love to give, and they just want to give it to somebody. But they want to do it on their terms, slow and simple. And I think the two of them just really, really go good together. And they had a very, very good date. And Liz is certainly feeling David at this point. So then we go to Ronald and Crescentia, I think that's her name. They meet at, again, another one of those little gaming spots where they got like the giant Connect Fours and the giant Jengas and the cute little drinks or whatever. And it's safe to say that we know Crescentia wants, she wants a provider, she wants a protector, and Ronald wants to be that for his woman, because we remember him and Andrea, I think, he wasn't feeling the fact that she still wanted a career, and be a mom. He wants you to be pregnant and at home raising a family. That's what I gathered from him. And I think Crescentia is cool with that because she sounds like she don't want to work no more, and she just wants somebody to provide for her and have like this fun marriage, have like a fun relationship. And he agrees that's what he wants as well. So it's safe to say that the two of them hit it off very well, and they seem to have common interest. Well, now we are back with Tommy, and we're sitting there, and the women are talking, and it's pretty much safe to say that the two men that kind of came up in conversation about who they're not feeling was David and Troy. They started, talking about how Troy was telling everybody the same thing. And Stacy mentioned, that David seems like he is going to be like this crazy man that doesn't want you to have any privacy. And he wants to go through your phone, your passwords and everything. And even though she said that did not deter Liz. Liz was like, I still like him. That doesn't mean anything to me because I feel the same way. So anyway, they send, who is it? Amber to talk to David, and then they send Stacy to talk to Troy. And basically at the end of the day, Stacy tells Troy that the group has decided that he's not ready to love. And Amber tells David that, although his fear, his past relationships, they feel like he's bringing the hurt into the present, and he can't do that, and he needs to kind of let that go, but they're going to give him another chance. And that's where it ends. I think I covered about everything that happened in this episode. If I did not, y'all know to drop it down in the comments. We can talk about it. I really, really like this show. This is actually my first season watching, like, from start hopefully to finish. I normally come in the middle and I'm confused because I don't know who is who and what is what, but I'm very familiar with these people at this point. And with all that being said, again, don't forget to like this video, share, comment, subscribe to my channel again, and I will see you all